Masters 40 plus, 1-2s. You were racing for 45 minutes. Free laps end at 5 to go. You must re-enter the race from the pit that is behind you when the lap cards see 5. Otherwise, your day is done. I will be asking riders out of contention to remove themselves from the race. Some of you will want to do that voluntarily. Some of you I will have to do. We're about 30 seconds.
All righty, gentlemen, less than a half a minute to go to start the Masters A here on day number 3, 2024 edition of the St. Francis Tulsa Tough. The hill kept it PG for the juniors. They're going to go straight
to start.
R for our gentlemen here.
We will go
Masters
at
A.
the whistle.
Maybe PG-13. We are underway. Masters A. Opening lap, opening couple pedal strokes as we take it to the course. 45 minutes here of the notorious TUL 2024 edition of the St. Francis Tulsa Tough. Crybaby Hill, we're sending it your way for the first time of many laps. And right off the bat, Omnia making a little move on the inside here. We'll see who that number was. Saw Chad Cagle roll up late. And that'll be Lasley. Jake Lasley with Omnia rolling straight to the front. Bib number 438, former national champion master cyclocross racer. He's got his jersey hung up at Sound Pony Bar. Off the gun, he was about mid-pack, and he decided, hey, let's just set this thing up right now. Let's make an early attack. So, if you're a bike shop owner, operator, usually don't get a chance to race on Saturdays. Sundays is your day at Tulsa Tough, and here comes Jake Lasley, making his name known early on from the very beginning of our Masters A race here at the notorious TUL, the McElroy Manufacturing River Parks Criterium. Lasley to the front early on. So yesterday was an interesting dynamic. Again, this is a different course, so some of the things you may see, team tactics employed and everything else from Friday, Saturday, doesn't always translate directly over to Sunday. But what's interesting is, yeah, these racers go off the front, 5 racers up there, and I mean, there's guys that are from some of these teams, Texas Roadhouse Cycling, Monster Racing, Mark Spinsdorf, who had other racers back in the field. And usually when you have an attack like that, maybe they're going to kind of, you know, it's kind of an early on probing, but late in the race, those 5 racers were off the front forever. And I don't know if it was the heat and humidity or whatever else, but really caught the peloton on their back foot. I was talking with Jake Lasley's teammate with Omnium, Matt Ankney, and he said, we got caught out. We definitely were caught out yesterday, those 5 racers up the road. We were not ready for it. Got to be more prepared today. And it looks like Omnia was definitely early on deciding to set the pace. Lasley now setting third wheel as we finish lap number 1 here of our Masters A race. 45 minutes here on day number 3 of Tulsa Tough. And up towards the front will be one of our Monster Cadence team. Did not see the name, or the number that is. Maybe Randall Coxworth, who was in that 5-man breakaway yesterday. Texas Roadhouse early on, also being active, and there you go, right off to the front, going to the front and attacking. That's Brian Hill, co-director along with his wife of the Sunny King Crit, one of the great one-day crit races here in the United States. So Brian Hill, who finished 4th yesterday, part of that 5-man break, very active here on lap number 2. So I think we've already seen the dynamic. A lot of these people didn't like what happened yesterday. Brian Hill, even though he was part of that 5-man break, I think you're going to see a lot of probing attacks early on. Testing legs early. Yes, it's cooler, but the sun has come out, so maybe not as much cloud cover. Definitely not the 105-degree heat index we saw on Saturday in downtown Tulsa in that heat garden, the desert, the concrete desert down there. But, and here we go. Guess what? There's already a break in the action there. So there is a little bit of a elasticity that maybe start trying to break early on lap number 2. So 45 minutes. Don't think we're going to be sitting around. It's going to be action-packed, and we are just getting started here. Our men's Masters A, Cat 1, Cat 2. So 45 minutes of racing. We have 3 cash preems we handing out. 2 $100 ones, 1 by Bicycles of Tulsa, 1 by Smith Farm and Garden, and 1 a $50 cash preem as well. So we'll have a little bit of time before we throw those things out there, as we are now finishing up lap number 2. So even with the hill, we are just about 2-minute laps. as we will see to the front for the first time here today. 404, that's going to be Eric Anderson, Methods the Winning, teammate of former U.S. national champion Caron Smith. Right now, 404, first time we called Eric Anderson up towards the front, racing out of California. So, Anderson shouting some instructions over the shoulder there. Brian Hill still up there. Again, a lot of interesting attack. Actually, we just missed, there was an attack there, seeing who this racer is. Had just got off camera, so we didn't catch it on the Jumbotron as they started to climb. That will be 413. So 413 is the rider making another probe there. That's Lee Bumgarner. A little test, a little jab punch there. Lee Bumgarner with Slow Twitch Racing, Good Life Racing out of Nebraska. So 3 laps, 3 different names. This is going to be a fun one. Every lap looks like we're going to have a little bit of action here. Let's figure this out. Also, kind of a high pace. Maybe decide, you know what, we don't want the 5-man break we saw yesterday that went away. We're just going to sit there and just shatter this peloton early on. We shall see. Early on here, as they've made their way up over Crybaby Hill for the second lap. Doing the junior podium coming up shortly. Make sure you head on down if you're in the junior podium. Also, if you got your transponder, make sure you turn it in either at the timing trailer here at the finish line or registration. So all juniors with the transponder, please make sure you return your transponders to the timing station or down at registration 10. So Meteor, they have a large contingent here today. They're now going to poke their nose to the front. Don't know if that's JP the Rocket. We'll try to get a bib number as he rolls on through here. He was very active yesterday, but ended up missing that break and not being part of that 5-man group. And that may be Brockett with the ponytail there. Meteor leading the way here. Another lap and another new name. And that is the aforementioned JP the Rocket Brockett out of Kansas, but racing for the Meteor, the coffee shop over in Northwest Arkansas. So as he came through on his wheel, looks like a member of the Sound Pony Elite Assassin Squad. That may be Winfield Gibson there, coming back into town. Who are we? Sound Pony Elite Assassin Squad. And on cue, there goes Gibson making the attack. So Gibson goes up out of the saddle on Crybaby Hill's climb. Brian Hill looking to try to counter it. Again, Brian Hill, part of that 5-man group. Part of the Texas Roadhouse cycling team. They do have a contingent of about, I believe, 4 or 5 racers. Rasan Bahati, former national champ, mainstay on some of the cycling broadcasts here in the United States. Been racing for many, many years. He's part of that team. So 7:50-ish into our 45-minute race. So again, a lot of washer dryer machine here. Like rinse, recycle, repeat, boom, boom, boom. Lots of different names kind of rolling to the front. And this time around, it will be Winfield Gibson, Sound Pony Elite Assassin Squad. And not only he went to the front, he's got to put a little dig in there, and there's a gap opening up. So there rolls your man, 425, coming back to town. Winfield, Scott Gibson. Who are we? Sound Pony Elite Assassin Squad. So he's going off the front here, looking to get countered. Try to see who that rider is. A lone rider trying to go off the front. So here's the thing. There was a lot of action at the front, a lot of pressing here in the first 4 laps or so. Now the question is, you've done enough of that. Are you now going to see maybe some little bit of a 2-man break? We shall see, but the peloton is marching right behind them as they make their way up. I believe that is possibly 449. Maybe Jared Ridge, Black Swift Cyclotron Cycling. Maybe they're sitting there. 449 is the bib number. So there they are. Here comes Brockett. JP Brockett with the Meteor out of the saddle. And I tell you what, they're kind of sitting up in the peloton, maybe a chance for a three-man break. We shall see. Early on here, but it didn't take much yesterday to get those riders up the road. And I mentioned, Matt Ankney, probably not the shout-outs he wants, but we were talking. He said, we missed out. Omnia and the rest of these teams missed out on that five-man break, and they were able to just attack and move through. Winfield Gibson moved to the front. Gesticulation of the elbow there. Gibson's been off the front attacking, and here's Jared Ridge.
Go get him, go get him.
They have an interesting conversation between Ridge and Gibson here. As this race goes on, Gibson's done a lot of work, especially in making this attack, and Ridge is wanting him to work more. Well, if I'm Gibson, I'm saying you do the work, Ridge, you do the work. So, our peloton making their way up over the ridge at Galveston. So, JP Brock of the Meteor, he's made his way back up front. So, it's Gibson with Sound Pony, Brockett with the Meteor, Ridge with Cyclotron. Always butcher that team name. And then I believe that may be Owen Schott, yesterday's winner. We shall see. Four-man break here. A little bit of looking over the shoulder. They will come cycle on through, and that is Owen Schott, yesterday's winner, up in this four-man group. Brian Hill, it looks like, at the front. No, not Brian Hill. That'll be 380. His teammate, Brian Hill's teammate, Andrew Messer, Texas Roadhouse Cycling, driving that long, thin train of this peloton because, again, this is a four-man group. It was a five-man group yesterday that ran away with it. And again, it's early. There's 30 minutes, actually 35 minutes to go. We're going to fire off our first preem next time through, and I think they're close enough. We're just going to do the front of the race. It's not going to be a field preem, but again, you kind of mess about. Yesterday, they got caught in the flat foot and the back foot, and next thing you know, it was a five-man break, lap after lap after lap. That was eventually won by Owen Schott. In fact, not only was it won, he broke out of that five-man break. He won by 29 seconds. Did the Velo Brew Cycling Club racer, Owen Schott. So, your Saturday champion looking to try to back it up that he is part of that four-man group here at the front. And we're going to fire off our first preem. This will be a $100 cash preem, courtesy of Bicycles of Tulsa. First of three. We'll have two $100 ones, and then we'll have a $50 cash preem coming up. But right now, we're going to ring a bell momentarily, and it will be, whenever that pace car comes through, it will be a $100 cash preem, courtesy of Bicycles of Tulsa. So as we look at them kind of coming together, and exactly, we're going to see that break is going to get snuffed out here. So they're going to be coming back together. They did not have enough to be able to break the elastic on the peloton. That elastic being driven by bib number 380, Andrew Messer, Texas Roadhouse Cycling. So as I say that, though, we have a rider that caught him, and now he's come over the top here, which is kind of perfect timing as we fire off a preem lap. So a couple solo riders, a couple seconds, a handful maybe off the front, but they're going to have a chasing peloton behind them. It's a preem lap, preem lap, preem lap, $100 in cash, $100 in cash, preem lap, preem lap, preem lap, preem lap, preem lap, preem lap. That is bib number 420, chasing the preem. That's Ian Dill, Super Squadra, Applewood, race team out of Texas. Preem lap, preem lap, preem lap. Long, thin line here as they navigate their way. Starting to lose a wheel and drop off a little bit. That will be 415. That's Daniel Caldera, Monster Racing Cadence, trying to catch back on. But right now, Ian Dill actually has been passed. So that's going to be one of our Tennessee, Mississippi racers that marks Benstrom. That could be Bryant Funston, and it is 424. Bryant Funston, he was part of that five-man break yesterday. Right now up there with Ian Dill. But here's the thing, it's all coming back together here on the hill of Crybaby. So they'll be coming back together. They're about to hit that downhill, and then next time you see them here on Riverside Drive, it'll be the sprint for the first of our three preem laps for our Masters A. It'll be a $100 preem, courtesy of Bicycles of Tulsa. Again, if you're on the junior podium, multiple different podiums, multiple different age groups and the boys and girls, please make sure you're down here at the start-finish line. We'll get you taken care of. But if you are on the podium, make sure you're down here at the start-finish line so we can recognize you for our junior podium. Sprint to the line. I believe that may be Jared Ridge, 449, taking care of that. Apologies, we went radio silent on you and let you just have old school non-talky black and white. You have to figure out what's going on yourself. Sorry about that. We're trying to figure out our junior podiums, but I believe that is 449 Jared Ridge, who takes the $100 cash premium here on our Masters A. Takes a little bit of a breather, and there's going to be look like a counter attack there over the top. And it may be Monster. Yes, it is. It's going to be Monster Cadence. We'll get that number for you in just a sec. So Jared Ridge did win that $100 cash premium. He was at 449. He was part of that early break that got absorbed back into the peloton. Jared Ridge, Black Swift Cyclotron cycling out of Colorado. So again, if you're in the junior podiums, lots of different podiums, make sure you're down here at the start finish line. We're still gathering up all the masses, trying to find all of our juniors, so it may take a little bit, but if you come down here, we may have you hang out underneath the tent, out of the sun, maybe in some shadows. Let Scott try to work this out and identify all of our podiums. But here we are. We throw out our first of our 3 preem laps in our Masters A field. So as we take a look, again, different dynamic today. I think there was a lot of this kind of feints, a lot of little jabs. No haymakers yet, no body blows. Just kind of little feints, little jabs here early on. And we're going to lead down the hill on Galveston. It looks like we're going to have maybe Brian Hill back in there, if that is bib number 430. Again, Brian Hill, part of the Texas Roadhouse cycling team, also co-director of the Sunny King Classic. So here we are. We've had our first of our 3 preem laps, and we've reset things now. We all kind of come back together. Lots of conversations up front. Lots of people saying get off the front. So a lot of the communication and politicking going on inside of that peloton. Up the front, that will be Lee Bumgarner again. He was slow twitch racing. He was towards the front last time. Looks like we have methods to winnings. Eric Anderson back to the front. So obviously he's making some concerted efforts to keep heading to the front of this race, as he'll have a little solo attack here. Again, every lap, a little bit of a dynamic change. We're starting to get some of the repeat names, though. Some of the strongmen, they're up towards the front. Some of those provocateurs, those antagonizers, up there towards the front, trying to make the moves. And again, the peloton shutting it down, bringing it back. Looks like that is Omnia. That could be... That is Chad Cagle. First time we've called Chad Cagle at the front of this, with Omnia Midstream Partners moving his way to the front to close down that initial move there by Eric Anderson. So another lap, about halfway through. Chad Cagle now, he will make the attack. So it's Cagle, it's Anderson. Anderson back with Brian Hill. Also Owen Schott, yesterday's winner. But Cagle putting in a big dig here as he rounds Climax Corner onto Galveston, right in front of the Topeka Coffee Roasters tent. Right in front of the Cure, Race for the Cure team. I see Sir Christopher Dakin, British royalty, hanging out next to Tom Moritz. I'm sure Shane, Biscuits and Mackle Gravy will be hanging out up there as well, up on Climax Corner when you turn onto Galveston. Here comes Cagle. He's got the stars and stripes of a Masters National Championship on the sleeves as Cagle, bib number 358, that is, will navigate the off-camber. And he's opened up a gap here. So 18:24 in, the peloton will make their way down, but let's check the chase clock as Chad Cagle with Omnia putting in the attack here. He'll roll through at 18:33. We'll look back. We have 12 laps to go, 12 to go, 12 to go. About 7 seconds-ish. Owen Schott decided, no, man, I cannot let this guy go off the front. Breakaway is my world. So Owen Schott, not even in the camera now because he's off on the far right. If you're looking there, he is off to the other barriers. He did the attack coming over the top, trying to bridge up to Chad Cagle with Omnia Midstream Partners and trying not to drag the likes of Brian Hill and Texas Roadhouse with him. We have not seen Monster Cadence cycling. Other than early on, we did see maybe Jason Midoff about lap 2. He made a little feint, a little jab. but we've not seen any of the Monster Cadence Cycling race team up towards the front in the last couple laps. So they make Crybaby Hill again 12 times. 12 to go, 12 to go, 12 to go, 12 to go. Still plenty of time, 45 minutes. So we're about 20 minutes in. We have 25 more minutes, 2 more cash preems. We got another $100 cash preem courtesy of Bicycle Tulsa and a $50 cash preem courtesy of Incognito. This may be just 50 bucks we found on the side of the road last night. Picking up coins, gathered up all the coins, 50 bucks, but that will be the third anonymous donation here. Not yet. 50 bucks found on the side of the road here, and that'll be our third preem. In fact, you know what? I think it won't be here. It'll be our second preem. We'll wait a couple laps, but we'll throw the $50 anonymous one out in a little bit. So right now, though, keeping an eye on the Jumbotron, trying to check out the peloton. They're going to make their way over the top. Here comes our Don Thornton Automotive Group pace car. I believe we've rolled out the Cadillac. Here's the LAC, courtesy of Don Thornton Automotive Group. And we are all back together. So, Chad Cagle absorbed back into the peloton, but we have a new name with 11 to go towards the front. I believe I recognize that mustache. Is that 455? It is. That's Matt Stevens out of Texas, Parks Law Firm. Matt Stevens wearing the pink kit, rolling on up. Normally you see Matt Stevens battling it out in cyclocross, battling it out in the gravel scene, at the Mid-South, at Dirty Kansas. But Matt Stevens off the front here in a crit race, racing with the Parks Law Firm out of Texas. Matt Stevens, husband of Lauren Stevens. Lauren has been crushing it, racing over in Europe. Been on a couple podiums the last couple years. You go to procycling.com, go to Twitter, go check out the procyclingstats.com. You'll be able to search some of the output that we've seen with Lauren Stevens. Brian Hill, he has rolled on through. I think he has possibly pulled the plug on this one. He's already planning for the Sunny King crit. Always in planning mode when you're a race director. So, 11 laps to go. We'll fire off our second $50 preem in a little bit, momentarily. We'll wait a little bit before we throw that one out there. So right now, 11 laps to go, 11 laps to go, 11 laps to go. So we will be doing our boys 17 to 18 podium. And we will recognize our podium here coming up. So in our junior boys 17 to 18 here on day number 3 of the St. Francis Tulsa Tough, the McElroy Manufacturing River Parks Criterium. In third place, it's Graham Houskin, a repeat racer on podiums and back-to-back days. A new name to call here. In second place in our 17 to 18 category, it's Julian Aspatia. Then in first place, back-to-back overall championship wins, it's Miguel Hernandez racing out of Miami. Mobile A1, Hernandez, Aspatia, and Houskin, 1, 2, and 3 in our junior boys 17 to 18. So 10 to go, 10 to go, 10 to go. Matt Stevens on a mission. Start the chase clock. He rolls through at 22:45. It's a little bit of alarm bells and panic in the peloton. So he rolled through at 22:45. And that'll be Jared Ridge at 22:57. So that's a 12-second gap. We'll do our second preem, the $50 cash preem, coming up shortly on the next lap. And we will see, will it be a field preem? I don't know. 12 seconds is close. So I think we're going to keep it together, and it will just be a preem. No sprint, no breakaway, and no field. It will just be a preem. So 10 to go, 10 to go, 10 to go. Matt Stevens, though, with that 12-second gap as we take it under double digits, as we are under 10 to go. All righty, just under 10 to go. Matt Stevens up and over the double bump. The second portion of Crybaby Hill. He'll look over his shoulder, and I believe that may be Chad Cagle. Again, Omnia, former Tulsa Tough champion, former Masters national champion. Look like he's launching out. Owen Schott, yesterday's champion, on his wheel. So, again, it wasn't a big lead, only about 12 seconds. But some big-name racers coming up there to try to close this down as we are now down under 10 to go. Next time we see them, it'll be 9 to go. We'll ring the bell. It'll be a $50 cash preem. And Matt Stevens will have to be looking over his shoulder as there's going to be some chasers coming up. So we're going to let... So real quick, we will do our boys 15 to 16 podium. Possibly. Let's see if we get this in. Yes, we'll do our junior boys 15 to 16. So in third place, racing out of Kansas, it's Abel Black. Making his way back onto the podium, back-to-back days. In second, it's Aditya Yoshi. And back to the top step, Miguel Davis in first. Davis, Yoshi, and Black, 1, 2, and 3. So 9 to go, we're gonna ring a bell. It is a $50 cash preem, $50 cash preem, preem lap, preem lap, preem lap, preem lap, preem lap, $50 cash preem, $50 cash preem. And as we have, it's a cash preem, cash preem, cash preem, preem lap, preem lap, preem lap, preem lap, preem lap, preem lap. Gentlemen, this is a preem lap, preem lap, preem lap. Drew Christopher making his way back to the front. He was 8th yesterday. Preem lap, preem lap, preem lap. As we push a couple of the riders that were in the wheel pit, did not catch those numbers, we move them back to the front and into the backside of the peloton with 9 to go on a preem lap. The second of our 3 preem laps. It is a $50 cash preem. Matt Stevens had about a 12 to 15 second lead. We'll see what that is next time they come through, if he's able to hold on for that $50 cash preem. Again, congratulations to our junior boys podium, 15 to 16. Davis, Yoshi, and Black, 1, 2, and 3. All right, I think we're going to be doing the junior boys 9 to 14 next. Oh, hold on just a second. Again, this is a $50 cash preem lap. Matt Stevens, you recognize the hair and the mustache. If you've been part of the gravel and cyclocross scene here, whether it's up here at the Ruts and Guts cyclocross races or down at the Resolution Cross, even the old school Highlander Cross down in Waco, Matt Stevens, whether it's gravel or cyclocross, been there. Good to see him poking his nose out here in this crit race as he has the lead on this preem lap for $50 in cash. Looking back to the Jumbotron, do not see the rest of the chase. This is kind of an interesting move here. Going off the front, he's by himself right now, Matt Stevens. So, and it's quite the gap. So Stevens will take it here. Keeps it rubber side down, and not only is he going to take the $50 cash preem, he's going to be opening up quite the gap here. So we're going to show 8 to go, 8 to go, 8 to go. Matt Stevens, 8 to go, 8 to go, 8 to go. He'll take the $50. Here comes the rest of the peloton, and I believe we may have a Berg sighting. A Kayleen Carlberg sighting. Who are we? Sound Pony. So two-man break. Carlberg and Justin Little with Black Swiss Cycloton. Second and third. A lot of heads looking around here. It was well over 20 seconds was that lead for Stevens back to the two-man chase group. So, without further ado, we're going to recognize our junior girls 15 to 16 podium. In third place, Elizabeth Hernandez. In second, Jocelyn Wright. And in first, Layla Jones. So your junior girls, 15 to 16 podium. Layla Jones at the top step. Jocelyn Wright in second. And Elizabeth Hernandez in third. So as we keep an eye back on our race, Matt Stevens, he won the $50 cash preem. I tell you what, we still have 8 laps to go. It'll be 7 when he rolls through. Depending on what we're doing here, we may have a field preem, and we have 1 more to go. But I tell you what, it's an interesting lead that Matt Stevens has right now. So we get our next junior podium up. It'll be the boys 9 to 14. We'll get them knocked out real quick here after we get our photos for our girls podium. Congratulations once again. So Matt Stevens, he will see 7 laps to go. All righty. Our junior boys podium, 9 to 14. In third place, Joe Boroff. In second, Jorge Medina Hernandez. And in first, Tozer Jones. Matt Stevens, 7 laps to go, 7 to go, 7 to go, 7 to go. The long range B2 stealth bomber, Matt Stevens, trying to go long, winning that second preem. But here's the thing, we may spice this up. How do you activate the chase? How do you get the peloton and the chase group to get active? Well, we'll see in about a lap on how we want to roll that on out. But right now, Matt Stevens, pretty big lead. 25 seconds is that lead back to that three-man chase group. Did not see the third rider, I believe. And 35. So 25 to our three chasers and 35 back to the field. So it was Carlberg. It was Justin Little. And try to see the third racer there tucked back in behind the Berg. Who are we? Sound Pony. Again, did not catch that number. We're trying to make sure we get that third racer in that three-man group that's 25 seconds back on Matt Stevens, who's off the front. So here's the thing. We got one more preem to go. It's definitely going to be a field preem. The deal is, actually 352. So 352, that is going to be Emil Abraham, NGCA Elite Team. He is part of that group. So it is Kayleen Carlberg, Justin Little, and Emil Abraham. And Abraham starting to drop some of his compatriots, and that three-man break is broken apart. Abraham went solo, still 25 seconds back on our leader, Matt Stevens. And the peloton has come up and absorbed our third and fourth place racers. So right now it's going to be back there. A couple seconds is from our second place rider, Abraham, back to the peloton. We're going to do a group field preem coming up next time they come through, because we're going to show them 6 to go, 6 to go, 6 to go. Our 9 to 14 junior podium. We'll take care of that in just a second. We're going to go 6 to go, 6 to go, 6 to go, 6 to go for Matt Stevens. He was 25 seconds up on the chasers. We will keep an eye on it. We're also going to, let's set the washing machine on agitate. Let's fire this up as we're going to have a final $100 cash preem courtesy of Smith Farm and Garden. Our junior girls podium, 9 to 14. In third place, Maria McNamara. In second, Madeline Baker. And in first, Chandler Beeson. So we're going to ring the bell. This is a preem lap, a field preem, field preem, field preem, field preem, field preem, field preem. Ridge, Abraham, and I believe that was Eric Anderson. Field preem, field preem, field, field, field. This is a field preem, field, field preem, field preem, field preem. $100 cash field preem courtesy of Smith Farm and Garden. As we're under 6 to go. 35 seconds. Matt Stevens has a 35-second lead with 6 to go. So with 6 to go, we've done a field preem. There's this little mini three-man group. The peloton is right behind them. So whoever's in this group that you see on the Jumbotron and Crybaby Hill heading up your way, it's a $100 preem for them for this lap. Again, here at the notorious TUL, taking it to Crybaby Hill on Sunday at McElroy Manufacturing. River Park's Criterium. Stevens, 35 seconds with under 6 laps to go. We've seen the solo long-range B2 stealth bomber attack by Stevens before, but that usually involves knobby tires and gravel, and sometimes creek crossings. Alrighty, we will recognize our junior girls podium in the 17 to 18. Making her way to the top step with the first place. That is going to be Avery Kavner. Congratulations, Avery Kavner. So we're going to show 5 to go, 5 to go, 5 to go. Last time we had the clock there, it was 35 seconds. Now with 5 to go, we'll see if the peloton's been able to cut into it. They're just now over the top of Crybaby Hill. That could be more than 35. They have definitely not been able to put enough impetus. Even though we threw $100 in there, it looks like they're more concerned with the $100. They are not really showing the effort to draw back Matt Stevens. A little wobble there by Stevens on the straightaway. He's in that arrow position, so you got to be careful. His arms on the handlebars, you don't want to lose control, especially with a 35-second lead. He's already on to Crybaby Hill. 5 to go, 5 to go, 5 to go. Who's going to win the $100 sprint? Going to take it to line. This is a field sprint, field sprint, field sprint. Coming up on the right side, that is going to be 424 Bryant Funston, Mark Spinsdorf Cycling out of the Tennessee area. Bryant Funston taking our third and final preem, a $100 cash preem courtesy of Smith Farm and Garden. So, 5 to go, 5 to go, 5 to go. It has not gone according to plan. They definitely tried to shake it up, did the Peloton, compared to yesterday. Something that has gone to plan is shredding out this Peloton, starting with over 100 racers on the original starter registration list. We were spitting them out lap after lap, just kicking them out the back of this Peloton. And now we see the Peloton chase being led by, who are we? Sound Pony, Winfield Gibson, Sound Pony Elite Assassin Squad. He'll lead that Peloton up and over. But here's the thing, they're just now making their way over the ridge at Crybaby Hill. Matt Stevens has crested Galveston. He's about to hit that white knuckle descent on the off camber, right-hand turn back onto Riverside Drive. And whenever our Don Thornton Automotive Group pace car rolls on through, it should be the Cadillac. We will show 4 laps to go here on our Masters A race. Stevens getting narrow, getting low, taking it through another lap. 4 to go, 4 to go, 4 to go, 4 to go. Over a half a minute lead for Stevens. 4 to go, 4 to go, 4 to go, 4 to go. Parks Law Firm out of Texas. Matt Stevens taking this long range, as I said, the B-2 stealth bomber attack. Nobody talking about Stevens made the move and has launched off to get that second preem, as well as this large lead as we head into the final 4 laps. Stevens up out of the saddle. Crybaby Hill, we're sending them your way 4 more times. The Peloton navigates their way through our start-finish line truss here. But they are running out of time. Only so many laps to go, and there's a lot of meters between themselves and Matt Stevens. And I guess what? Here's the thing, you're not going to do it. Spread out 5 or 6 wide. Who will take up the mantle? Who will start the chase? It is not being engaged by the Peloton. If you check out our live stream, courtesy of our live stream sponsor, Quick Trip, more than a gas station, you will watch as Matt Stevens now on the backside of the course. The little climb, the first portion of the climb up Galveston, or that right turn onto Galveston. He hits Climax Corner right in front of the FC Tulsa banner, right in front of the Team Topeka Coffee Roaster tents. Old Fort Racing team over there as well. There may be some handouts for water, trying to help some of these riders. It isn't as warm as it was yesterday, but definitely some cups of water may be being tossed onto the torsos, onto the chests of our racers here in our Men's Masters A. Down the final 4 laps. Next time you see Matt Stevens, it will be 3 laps to go. Get off your duffs. Ladies and gentlemen, get to the barriers. Let them know how much you appreciate how hard they are working. These racers are working harder than you. Let them know how much you appreciate it. So here comes the Cadillac. Here comes Matt Stevens. 3 to go, 3 to go, 3 to go. Aero, time trial mode for Matt Stevens with Parks Law Firm Racing out of Texas. Lauren Stevens cheering him on, I am sure. A great power couple in cycling. We talked about some of the Lauren Stevens wins she's had over in Europe. Also at the U.S. domestic side as well. Here comes Matt. Head down, hair flowing behind the iconic Matt Stevens mustache there, as he's going to make the right-hand turn off of Riverside Drive for the 3rd to last time. Crybaby Hill, we're sending our race leader to you 3 more times. Now, suddenly we have some urgency in the Peloton, and I tell you what, they have cut some time, I believe, on this last lap, as Stevens just now making on the 2nd bump of Crybaby, and here comes the Peloton. Drewstifer, 8th place yesterday. Drew Christopher leading them through a lot thinner as they go under 3 laps to go, in our Masters A race. So the course marshals making sure to keep it clean up top. And here we go, our yesterday's champion now making a move again. Owen Schott racing with Velo Brew Cycling Club. He has launched out from the Peloton. Looks like that may be Chad Cagle with Omnia in 3rd, trying to also be able to escape from that Peloton that's definitely not worked together to try to chase back down Matt Stevens here today. So Stevens makes the turn onto Galveston, about to hit that ridge. Whenever he comes down onto Riverside Drive, we will show the penultimate lap. 2 to go, 2 to go, 2 to go. Coming up for your race leader, Coming out of Texas, Matt Stevens. Matt with 1T, looking to take it to the top step of our Masters A podium. So, looking back, Peloton making their way up over that second climb, but here's Stevens making his way over the Galveston climb. He'll get low. He'll get the 2 wheels down to that right-hand turn, navigating the turn. Chain bouncing around there. He'll go time trial again. 2 to go, 2 to go, 2 to go. 40 seconds. The last time we checked, it was a 40-second lead on the Peloton with 2 to go, 2 to go, 2 to go. Matt Stevens through our Tulsa Tough finish line truss. The Peloton just now making the way along thin line, going up over Galveston. The rise there right in front of Team Topeka Coffee Roaster Team Temp. They'll do the white knuckle descent. Right-hand turn for 2 more times. Actually, they'll have 3 more times, as they will see 2 to go when they make their way onto Riverside Drive. So not quite the 5-man break that turned into the solo for yesterday's winner, Owen Schott, who ended up winning by 30 seconds, by the way, yesterday on Saturday at the FC Tulsa Masters A race. But it is a 3-man break there with 2 to go, 2 to go, 2 to go, 2 to go, fracturing the long, thin line of the main Peloton, but there are 3 racers there together. Owen Schott, and it's going to be Emil Abraham, did not see the 3rd racer with them. They're in that no man's land, but 40 seconds, that was the lead. 40 seconds was the lead for Matt Stevens as he goes under 2 laps to go. Again, get off your duffs, come to the barriers, cheer these racers on as they are going to be on the bell lap. It will be 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 lap to go when we see Matt Stevens making his way off of Galveston onto Riverside, coming up momentarily. Another celebrity bell ringer just brought out of the crowd. Kim was just down here to see the Drunkard and Olio shows at the Tulsa Spotlight Theater. They yanked her from her front row seat to bring her down here to ring the bell on our final lap. You never know when the celebrity bell ringers will appear and where they will appear from. Oh, last time through, 40+ seconds. It is the bell lap. It is the final lap. Matt Stevens, the long-range B-2 stealth bomber reconnaissance mission. That is not a reconnaissance mission now. It's a mission to complete Tulsa Tough, a top-to-top step. 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go. Final lap here in our Masters A, category 1-2. I wax poetic every year. It's my favorite race, the 40+ men's 1 and 2. Chock full of current and former national champions. You will see the stars and stripes proudly displayed on jerseys. Methods to winning car on Smith wearing those. You'll also see them on the armbands. Chad Cagle, one of our local heroes, former winner with Omnia Midstream. He'll have the armbands, the stars and stripes. Some of the other guys that race from California, like Philip Tensman. Heck, here's the thing. Matt Stevens, he's ready. He's full roar on Crybaby Hill. 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go. Believe that may be 478, the 3rd racer in that 3-man group. Yep, I do not have it. Maybe it's 458. We'll try to get that number. But right now, it's 1 to go, 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 1 to go. The final lap of our Masters A race. Brent Grist from BMC Walmart is the 3rd rider in that breakaway, but the thing is that breakaway is battling for the final 2 steps of the podium. They are about to be absorbed by the Peloton. Abraham, Schott, and Grist, but here they come, some Texas Roadhouse cyclists, cycling team to the front. But let's pay attention to the front. Here comes Matt Stevens. He's going to have a little bit of an easier downhill, less white knuckle right-hand turn, as he has a large lead as he navigates his way down Galveston. So, Stevens will look to try to keep it rubber side down. Deep breath here. He took the final he took the second free, the $50 cash break. And he looks to take the top step here on our Masters A race here on day number 3 of the 2024 St. Francis Tulsa Tough. Stevens looks over his shoulder, asks, where'd they go? Where'd they go? Matt Stevens, Parks Law Firm, powered by Omnia Racing, looks to the back, has plenty of time to celebrate as he takes the win here in our Masters A race. Now, let's look off to the southeast. The Gallop, The gallop is coming. Out of that field, that three-man group was swallowed up by the remnants of our peloton. They are going to hit the downhill. Here they come, navigating that turn. Tell you what, that may be a little bit of a gap trying to get the second place finish. 4:54 possibly. No, we'll see. They're going to come to the line. Sprinting it on out, it will be 4:59. That is Philip Wyckoff, Super Squadra out of North Carolina. First time we called Wyckoff's name today, and it was an important time as he takes the silver medal here in our Masters A race. Unofficial, of course, we will get you that podium, but that is our Masters A finish here at day 3 of Tulsa Tough. Congratulations to all of our Masters A finishers, the gladiators that have gone around the meat grinder. That is day 3 of St. Francis Tulsa Tough. Matt Stevens had all the time in the world to contemplate his next gravel race and also think maybe I want to switch it over and do more crit racing. As the long-range B2 stealth bomber attack able to take the win with ease here on day 3 of the 2024 edition of the St. Francis Tulsa Tough. Had time for a hand up as well. But here we are, a little break in the action. Get your hydration, get your dehydration, either one. I hope you're doing hydration. It's not as hot as it was yesterday, but a little bit better. But again, it's a marathon. These guys do the sprints. You as the fans, you got to do the marathon if you want to be here from the morning all the way through the end as we just finish up our Masters A race. We'll take a little bit of a break. Got the kids race coming up next. And then it's the men's Cat 3 as we finish out the day with our men's Cat 1-2, women's pro, and men's pro races to finish out the 2024 edition of the St. Francis Tulsa Tough. If you are here for the kids race, we are staging them all the way down back. Let's go southeast of the finish line. Back down towards the motorcycle.